Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your man Magic here, and on the Obsidian Alliance today, and on this will also be shown on Magic's Corner as well. We are doing Aang versus Korra. This is not a battle of who is stronger. This is not a battle of feats and strength and all of that stuff. We are basically going on who was the better avatar, who made the better choices as the avatar. Are you a misogynist for liking Aang over Korra? And things of that nature. So, and the reason why we're not going over power levels and things of that nature is because they're both the avatar. Overall, they are pretty much practically the same person. So, anyways, and I don't know why y'all giving me these faces because y'all know y'all seen on TikTok that woman that gave that whole
breakdown. What the losers have to say about that?
I have not seen that. I'm confused.
This has nothing to do with misogyny. If you think that, you're a loser. I don't care who you are. You're a loser. I'm a life.
I'm confuzzled. Who said that?
There was a woman on TikTok that pretty much said if you like Aang over Korra, they pretty much you're a misogynist. Pretty much. So yeah.
Bro, in this world, anytime you pick a man over a woman, you're gonna be a misogynist, bro.
But Aang wasn't a man; he was a boy. Like
not today.
Isn't Aang like 12?
Yes. Yeah, he was. Yeah. By the end of the series, I think he was like 12 or 13. So anyway, since we got that discussion out the way, once again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to both channels. Once again, this will be shown on the Obsidian Alliance and on Magic's Corner as well. So this discussion really all starts with me and Blair. We've had the discussion for years now. Yes, sir.
Excuse me, what does it say down here? It doesn't say Blair.
Oh my God, we're really gonna go through this every goddamn time. They already know your whole name, sir. You have
I'll say it for the Blair Thomas. Continue.
Oh my God.
Christ.
Got Ohio State levels of ego here.
Yes, Jesus Christ. Anyways, with the Blair Thomas and myself, I've been discussing about who. It's never been about power levels. It's never been about power levels. Never been about scale. It's always about who was the better avatar, and more so, did Korra get a bad rap because of how the show was written? So, if you believe Aang is a better avatar than Korra, raise your hand. I guess I'm the only one that believes Korra is a better avatar than Aang. Cool. We're going to get into that. So, okay. So we're going to go around and the room. And why do you think Aang is a better avatar than Korra? Starting with ladies first, Mado.
That's misogynistic. Don't do that.
It's not misogynistic. It's being a gentleman. And we're not going to that. Anyways.
Don't start. Okay, so I'd say this is very nuanced. Let me start this off by saying I'm not saying that Korra is a bad avatar. I will say that I kind of agree in the sense that she probably gets a little bit of a bad rap because the writing in a lot of areas, it was just bad. Like the writing, like she got screwed over by the writing. However, I will say that the main reason I think Aang is a better avatar overall is because he just makes better decisions than Korra. He is more level-headed. At least in very stressful situations, we've seen that he's been more level-headed. He's been more intelligent. He hasn't really endangered those around him for the most part. Whereas with Korra, she was very reckless. And I would say a lot of the situations that she got in throughout the series, Aang just wouldn't let that happen. It just wouldn't happen to Aang. It just wouldn't. But yeah.
Okay.
So that's my main reasoning. I can go into it more, but we have a whole hour, so.
So, Q.
Now, as I must. I just feel like I hate to agree with Motto, I really do.
Oh my God.
But I just feel like she had some key points with that. Because for me, I know growing up, I loved Avatar, and Aang was definitely like, I don't know, he was more relatable once you see both characters. Like once you watch, Aang and watch Korra. To me, like Motto said, unfortunately, oh God, I'm grim. Uh, I feel like Aang was definitely more level-headed. Korra was way too rash in so many ways. I guess that's kind of like I guess you want a split in personality. You don't want the same person. But at the same time, I just feel like if I was trying to input myself as a character into that whole world, if I was a friend of either one, I would definitely entrust Aang a little more than I would Korra. Just feel like she was definitely in the beginning. She was more so definitely about just, I don't know. It was just reckless behavior left and right. And I'm like, you're not doing it for me. I don't want to be a part of this team. I don't like this team. And also agreeing with Motto again. Oh, I'm finna throw up. Jesus.
It's okay. It's okay. You can do it. You can do it.
The writers definitely did. I feel like gave her like a bad end of the stick, because I just feel like it was rushed in so many ways just to put a show out there. Because they know we were needing it. We're needing a follow up of Avatar in some way, shape, or form now. But yeah, I just feel like it was just rushed and just thrown together in so many ways. And then I don't know, I feel like I had time to gradually grow with Aang and gradually see his progress and see the development of him completely, controlling the Avatar powers. Korra, I just feel like it was just a whole bunch of foolishness all together. Not saying she like agreeing. Oh my God, I ain't gonna say it again. But not saying she's a bad Avatar. But I just feel like she could have been better in a lot of ways, and maybe the power of the pen is kind of helping Aang on this one for me. But yeah, I'm gonna go with it. That's my answer.
D. Blair Thomas.
Please say D. Please say D. Blair Thomas.
The Blair Thomas. Go on.
Thank you. Anyway, Korra got her ass whooped all throughout the series. Every time she fought somebody, she got her ass whooped. No offense, this is what I remember. The only person really whooping Aang was Toph, and that was just her teaching him how to earthbend. Her cockiness, her arrogance, wasn't feeling it. And honestly, like, I was just discussing this with Magic. Ozai is still the big bad who threatened the entire world as a whole, because it wasn't just one nation he was trying to burn. He was trying to burn the entire surface of the planet besides the Fire Nation. So when you stack that up against who was a world threatening villain? Vaatu, right?
Unavatu, and
The Red Lotus as a whole.
Yeah, maybe the Red Lotus. But
okay. And then you got them. It's like all her villains outclassed her in bending in every single way. And then even in Korra, you still see glimpses of how great Aang and Toph were. Like, Toph came back and shut down an entire operation of metal bending with one of her hands, and she's old as hell. And I'm just like, so we're clearly not over the nostalgia of Aang's team. Team Aang is saving Team Korra. So, I mean, you can't really compare the two. The power level between both is staggering. Shoot, I'll take Sokka before I take Korra. I mean that.
Like, and to the point with Toph coming back, like, Toph is so strong, even in her old age, that Kuvira wanted no smoke. Like, if Toph showed up to stop Kuvira's entire operation, Kuvira would probably have gone along with it, or she would have gotten her ass beat. Like,
you see, I mean, you saw what happened when she pulled up and Kuvira was just like, oh, you're back. Okay, let me.
Yeah, she was just like,
back up, back up real quick. You give metal benders a bad name. And then she just walked away. Come on, bro. I wouldn't. Listen, Kuvira would have had no chance. If Team Avatar would have rolled up on her, first of all, Katara's metal bending her. I mean, not metal, blood bending her.
Blood bending.
Yeah, she's getting out of here. That whole, and each one of her villains led to the next one. So I think it also goes back into us not getting a full glimpse of Aang's entire story. We saw him at 10 and then we saw him at 45. There's a lot of time in the middle there that we can't account for. Maybe he did suck when it came to some other villains, but they haven't told us about any other villains besides.
Suck as a father.
Yeah, we learned that he was a terrible dad.
I mean, how could he be a great dad? He didn't have a dad.
Exactly. But
it's generational trauma, passing it on. You got something to say? Gojo?
I ain't saying nothing, bro.
Oh, okay. I didn't think so.
Oh
anyway,
my God.
Point being is Korra as a whole, just even though I feel like her show lasted over years, the time skip was years. I feel like Aang was like Motto and Q said, or Gojo, whatever that is.
Thank you. Just put it out there.
The time skip with Aang, or just the time lapse with Aang, he learned more, he grasped more and applied it more. Korra was just like, I'll apply it when I guess I have to. Like, I don't know, her attitude towards everything was just like, mow through it. Let me just punch it. Let me just throw some fire at it. And like, no, man, like her bending was so straightforward. I wanted to see some tricks. I wanted to see, her, do a backhand flip and then airbend somebody off of a building. Like, no, we just got straightforward stuff. And I'm like, yo, this is boring. I'm sorry. I mean,
that could also be explained by the fact that Aang was an airbender. He grew up as an air nomad. The way that they approach life is fundamentally different than how Korra was taught to approach life, especially because Korra was taken from a very young age and was essentially isolated by the White Lotus, whereas Aang at least had, 12 years to grow up and be a kid before they told him that he was the Avatar?
It was 9 years, wasn't it?
12.
Something along those lines.
12?
Yeah, something
okay,
like that.
12, yeah. Well, I get what you're saying. Like, it's not, like you guys said, the writers gave her a bad rep. Do I like the Red Lotus chapter? That's my favorite chapter in all of Korra. That was a great chapter, great villains, great backstory to the villains. I just think as a whole, that was pretty much the highlight for me. And seeing Toph again, that's it. That's all I liked about it.
Were we captivated by any of her teammates though? Like, really, none of her teammates really made me feel like, oh, I love this guy.
I like Bolin. He's funny. He's cute. He has a cute red panda. And he's a lava bender. I mean, that's pretty cool. Am I the only one who likes Bolin here?
You are.
No,
I mean, like,
you're not, but that's okay. I'm gonna get to my
okay.
point in a second.
He's okay. It's just like, I don't know, that whole beginning chapter with Bolin liking Korra and Korra liking his brother, and I'm like, yo, you're already messy. Like, you trying to hit the team. You trying to have both brothers, bro. You can't do that. Like, nah, man.
I thought she just wanted Mako.
She started to like Bolin a little tad bit, and then Mako came in and was like, oh, I love you, Korra. Like, no, get out of here. You love me because you see your brother getting me. That's what it is. That's hate. I would never do y'all like that.
Anyways, now it's time to get to the GOAT. The GOAT over than Kyoshi, because Kyoshi's the actual true GOAT.
Yeah, I was like, don't disrespect Kyoshi like this.
Agree that Kyoshi is the best Avatar. I'll agree with that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how dare you disrespect Kyoshi?
Kyoshi's the GOAT, but we're going to the second GOAT. This argument is always funny to me because it pretty much goes into nostalgia. I was a young kid when Aang came out. I connected more with Aang, and I will not take away from the fact that Aang is not even my favorite character in the entire Avatar series when it comes to Aang stuff. My favorite characters are Sokka, Toph, and Katara, and Zuko. Like, when it comes to characters on the list, Aang is not even in the top 10 to 5 characters that I like. What?
He doesn't like Zuko. He doesn't like Zuko.
You don't like Zuko? Wait,
Zuko
hold
has
up.
one of the best character developments in anime. What are you talking about?
Exactly. Like,
And
Go ahead,
Uncle
bro.
Iroh, bruh,
Go
stop
ahead,
it.
bro. Go
Uncle
ahead, bro.
Iroh has the best. Uncle Iroh is one of the best parents
Uncle
in
Iroh is
anime.
great. He's a goat. We'll give him that. Uncle Iroh is a goat. Yes, but go ahead, bro. I don't want to start with the foolishness today. I'm gonna let y'all have it today.
why not? You want to start any other day?
I don't have it, bro. Just give me a week. Give me a week.
This is number 2 for you, by the way.
Anyways, but it's pretty like that pretty much boils down to the argument because at least in my ears, I understand what everybody says. Yes, was Korra bullheaded? Yes, of course she was. But the thing that never changed about Korra was the fact of she, instead of running from danger, like Aang did when he found out he was the Avatar, he ran and caused 100 years and an entire nation to be destroyed.
You're not going to do that.
Go
You're
ahead.
not going to do that.
No, because we can. Because Korra, at the age of 4, busted through the wall.
I'm the Avatar. You're going to deal with it.
And said, I'm the Avatar and you got to deal with it.
Different personalities, man. Come on,
Whoa,
bro. That's
whoa, whoa.
different
Time out.
personalities.
No.
Wait, hold on. I'm going to let you finish. I just want to know, Aang ran away. Yes, it was not his fault he got frozen. That was a jerk reaction to danger.
That was the Avatar saving himself. Yes, but he still ran.
He needed some time.
I think it's okay. First of all, though, with the timeline of the Fire Nation invading the air nomads, there's no guarantee that even if he was there, he would have been able to stop the Fire Nation from invading in the first place.
No, there is no guarantee. I think it would be better. I think it would be better than what Roku did. Because, and the thing about the reason why that gives also precedence to that as well is because when Aang came back, he didn't really beat anybody with any other bending. He beat almost everybody with airbending because nobody knew how to handle an airbender because all of them, of course, were destroyed, which is why when, what's old boy's name? I forget his name. Korra's main villain. What's his name? Name escapes me.
Zahir?
Yes, Zahir. When Zahir was an airbender, he was a goddamn menace.
Airbending is lethal.
Sir, are you forgetting the siege on the Earth Kingdom Temple when Aang, it was water bending, earth bending, and air bending his way into the temple?
I'm talking about most of the time, not the few times where he showcased his avatar skills.
Also,
most of the time, it was just with air.
Also, not saying that I'm siding with Magic on this one, but Aang did lose the siege of Ba Sing Se.
Well, he lost the siege of Ba Sing Se because and it's funny, they're my favorite characters, but I keep forgetting the goddamn name. Azula.
Oh.
Azula, Ty Lee, and Mai pretty much did an undercover operation, and there is no war going on in Ba Sing Se. Pretty much took that country over underneath everything. So that's the only because Aang wouldn't have lost Ba Sing Se if it was just Azula and them coming up, and then Katara and them coming up at the same time.
Also, Zuko's bitch ass kind of betrayed Katara at the last minute, but
that's the other thing. Like
Yeah.
Zuko eventually, because I want to be with my dad, you know.
Oh, forgive a guy for having dad issues. Y'all cannot stand.
Burned half his
Here's the thing.
I cannot stand that.
I still love Zuko. Don't get me wrong, but the moments where he put his family and his thoughts of his family above the actual world cost him majorly. I'm not gonna sit here and lie about that. Like, he wanted to be with his dad so bad until his dad actually truly showed him, you are not worthy of a goddamn thing.
Yeah, like burning half his face off wasn't enough.
That I will agree with you on. You should have learned your lesson after that.
Exactly. But back to Korra, like does Aang have a better support system? Yes. I love Bolin and I love Asami. I think that's her name.
Oh yeah, that's her name, Asami.
Asami. I love Asami. I love Asami for the fact of she's almost like Sokka in a way of, yeah, I ain't got no bending, but I'm gonna still mess you up and I'm gonna find a way to do it. I ain't gonna back down from nothing.
I like Asami better than Korra.
So
I said
that's personal opinion.
it.
That's okay. But no, Korra to me, I think the me is I gravitate more to Korra is because one, of course, I've dealt with post-traumatic stress. I know how much that can take a toll on you. I know how much losing something when you were so confident in it before can take a toll on you. And so for me, I connected more with Korra. I like Aang, but I didn't connect with Aang. I didn't. I was like I said, that's why he's not in my top 10 favorite characters on in Avatar the Airbender. He's not.
See, okay, so here, like, I think this is where I was a bit disappointed with Korra. Oh, okay, he's just gone.
My man left.
So this is purely from a woman's perspective, or rather, at the time when I first saw Korra, a young girl, teenager, right? So when I first heard that the new Avatar was coming out and that the new Avatar was a girl, right? I got super excited because I was like, oh my God, like it's a female Avatar, and hopefully, like, I was thinking like it's a female superhero that I could relate to when, at the time, female superheroes that women could relate to were sorely lacking. So I was really excited. But then I started watching Korra and I was like, I can't relate to this girl. Strictly because I couldn't relate to someone who honestly just seemed stupid, reckless, bullheaded, and was always getting her ass beat. And it just didn't click. There was a disconnect somewhere. And I'm like, this doesn't resonate with me. I mean, maybe it resonated with other young girls, and that's great, good for them. For me personally, I still related to Aang more than I did to Korra, and that really disappointed me a lot. So
I was excited to the fact that Korra was darker skinned. I was excited about that. I was like, okay, she actually might put some seasoning on her rice and stuff like that. Like, I'm excited about this. But honestly, I'll give Korra one thing. Her ending fight with Kuvira, I was like, now this is what I've been waiting to see. The back and forth with the metal bending and the metal liquid and the pieces. I'm like, oh, no, this is what I was waiting for. And then you waited till the last episode to show it to me. Like, how many people had to whoop your ass before you got that mad? Had she been fighting like that, there would have been no Vatu getting out. Vatu wouldn't have got out. Like, her hands were crazy at that point. And I'm just like, yo, where was this Korra been? I needed this Korra back when Amon or whatever his name was taking people's bending.
You know what's funny? She suffers under the Boruto effect. In the fact of besides the writing being not as good as Naruto, but she suffers under the fact of she grew up in a time of peace.
And Aang grew up in a time of war. Like, Aang was fighting for his life literally every day. Korra grew up in a compound.
Yeah, grew up in a compound, and she was cocky and she was arrogant. Aang being raised as an air nomad and not having that sense of being because let's be real, there's not an Avatar that I don't know that is a cocky.
That isn't cocky?
Yeah, there's not one Avatar other than possibly Aang, because Kyoshi was ruthless.
Excuse me, are you forgetting what you call it? Roku. He wasn't cocky.
That man was slightly arrogant.
He was
slightly arrogant when his best friend tried to burn him. I'm like, yeah, at that point, oh yeah, I'm gonna show you something because you just tried me on a personal level.
Like I said,
okay, but the Avatar, like, literally, they have a story of one of the Avatars cautioning the other Avatars from being arrogant. The one waterbender Avatar that lost his girlfriend to the face stealer because he was so cocky and he didn't care. What was his name?
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, that guy. Like he
Korra,
was
yeah.
literally like he was described as being the cockiest Avatar, and look what happened.
Didn't
That's what
happen
happens
to
when you take that's what happens when you take vacations to the spirit realm.
my man tried to take on dark spirits by himself and lost. But that's also the thing that makes Korra better, because yes, did she get her butt whooped in every series? Yes. Yes. I'll concede in that regard. Yes. Because of her bullheadedness. Yes. But she also learned along the way. Just like we're not gonna act like Aang didn't make mistakes. He was cocky with firebending, and he burned Katara, and he swore again. Nope, he did. He was.
He's cocky for a 20-minute episode, and you're gonna put him on the level of Korra?
But wait,
well, because he had his consequences come up on him real fast.
Exactly. He had his consequences come up. You want to be cocky with this firebending? Boom! Now your best. Now the girl that you liked is burned. And you're like, I'm not gonna do firebending again, until you went to actual masters, you and Zuko, and they were like, look, you can't do it this way. You gotta do it this way. And then after that, he was even firebending.
But how can you compare the two?
How can I not?
Aang having 20 minutes of arrogance versus an entire lifetime of arrogance?
Listen.
Arrogance is arrogance. And if you have your comeuppance, it's your comeuppance.
Listen, okay, but first of all, Korra, okay, here's the thing though. Korra went in, like she snuck into a politician's home by herself and thought, I'm gonna beat his ass. And was it a good fight? Yeah. Did she beat his ass? No. She got dragged to a cabin in the middle of nowhere and thrown into the basement.
But this is but that's the thing. Like you talk about like the whole thing with the Red Lotus. If it wasn't for them putting obstacles in her way and having that metal poison in, she would have beat all of them in one instance. Like all of them were done. Heck, they were struggling against Tenzin. Like,
sir. Tenzin has 40 years of airbending experience. Come on now.
And Korra got less than a year.
Right. And first of all, you can't say the Red Lotus was afraid of her. The Red Lotus had been tapping her ever since they came out. What are you talking about? They
were afraid of her that's why they wanted to kill her, and they wanted to make sure to end it in the Avatar state. But when she started to break loose and she started to give them problems, yeah, they were afraid because their plan was almost failing, which is why when they got the team and the help, they all died, especially in that one brutal way when old girl Metal and
oh yeah. I'll give Korra's show one thing. Their deaths were brutal.
Brutal.
Please.
Like I can't imagine a worser way to go. I was like, damn, that's crazy.
She metal around her head and boom, goodbye.
So I guess we know where Wanda learned that move from.
Oh my God. Jesus. But all in all, for me, like the reason why I believe is because, like I said, just like y'all connect more with Aang, I connect more with Korra. Like I said, I understand of being bullheaded, cocky, arrogant, running into things and then losing everything, going through depression, going through post-traumatic stress, and then bouncing back and building myself better. I've literally experienced that within the last decade.
Okay, how many times you get your ass whooped in that decade?
How many times I get my ass whooped in that decade? Physically, none. Emotionally and mentally,
okay.
Emotionally and mentally, a lot. Ass whoopings come in many forms, sir.
I'm just saying. Shorty was walking around with a black eye and a busted lip for 3 years. I'm like, yo, when is that gonna heal? Like,
hey, look, man, post-traumatic stress disorder goes in different volumes, man. She was going through it. She was the girl was physically able to walk, but she was so depressed that she was stuck in a wheelchair, man. And then when she finally breaks out of her PTSD and tries to go against Korra whoops her ass.
That was funny. That was like
Yeah, I mean, like, it was funny, but it was frustrating at the same time because I was like, literally, Kuvira should not be whooping the Avatar's ass like this.
Exactly.
Sir, I just want you to think about this.
Mm-hmm.
Which one of Aang's villains or any of the people Aang fought, how many of them were scared when they turned into the Avatar state? There's only two people that weren't. Ozai and Azula. Who was it?
Ozai was pretty scared. He was pretty scared. He was
scared.
terrified.
Okay,
well,
then
terrified. He started running.
We'll go with Azula. And what who else was that? I can't even remember.
It's funny. Azula's whole team wasn't afraid of Aang.
Well, yeah, there you go. There's them. There was somebody else I was thinking of. That Earth general that was trying to force him into the Avatar state.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't afraid of it either. But when you got 3 people right there that weren't afraid. The rest of the world was terrified, including Katara and Sokka. For a woman to come up to an Avatar and say, try anything you want, even the Avatar state, I don't care. You know you're getting your ass on. Like, I'm not afraid of your most terrifying form. I'm not afraid of nothing that you can do. And all I can do is move rocks and metal. And I'm just like, yo, do whatever you want to do. I don't care.
Yeah, but we saw what happened when that got back was got.
What? They were evenly matched. What you talking about?
They were not evenly matched in the last episode. So
you're gonna sit here and act like Korra wasn't putting hands on her at the same time? They literally hit each other at the same time. What are you talking about?
They're not. They was not at the same level at the same time. They were not.
Do we need to get? Can we pull up a clip? Somebody pull up a clip of the last fight.
All right. I'm pulling it up.
Yes, please pull it up.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Hold on. Do you need to share screen?
Probably.
Hold on.
Drag her! Let's go!
I don't see where you see this colossal ass moving.
I said they were evenly matched, sir. I didn't say they were each other.
Evenly matched my ass. I don't understand when you say evenly matched. Evenly matched my ass.
How you figure they're not? They're both hitting each other.
She got 2 shots.
And
2 shots and a drag.
That's
it. She was not. She got 2 shots in and dragged across the roof. That is not evenly matched. Other than that, she was getting her ass beat.
Kuvira was not getting her ass beat. I'm sorry.
Bruh, you can argue that all day long.
I'm not saying Korra did not have the upper hand towards the end, of course. What I'm saying is, first time Korra took a most definite L. It was a surefire L.
I'll give you the first time. That was just after her PTSD moment. I'll give you that one.
This one, yeah, of course, Korra turned up. Because like I first of all, I already gave Korra credit. I told her I just told y'all that final scene, that's the Avatar I've been wanting to see since Korra began. But at the end of the day, I'm still the Avatar. When I turn up, shouldn't nobody even touch me. Look, you saw what happened when Aang turned up, right? You saw what happened then, right? Yeah, exactly. All my ancestors behind me speaking through me, and I'm the one who has to calm everybody down. Nah, Korra was getting her ass whooped until it came time to get out of that robot and she used that spirit gun or whatever, then yeah, Korra took it. And we all knew Korra was going to take it anyway. But let's not sit here and down Kuvira like she wasn't putting hands on that girl. That was domestic violence, what you just saw.
Oh my God, that was really not. That was really not. Really not. She got one shot in and then dragged across the roof. Ooh.
Okay, you know what? Matter of fact, let's put it like this, sir. You fight somebody and you come home, and then I ask you what happened. You say someone punched you in the face and drug you across the roof. I'm gonna be like, well, goddamn, Eric, did you win?
And then I'm gonna tell you what I did, and then you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I definitely won. What do you mean? Like, what do you mean?
No.
Like, what do you mean? I'm dodging and weaving, I'm boxing with you. And this is the thing, it's in her element. There's nothing but metal and metal liquid all around. And I'm boxing with you in your element. So that means in your example, I come to their house, I book in their door, and I'm beating them in their house.
Aang did the same thing. It was the comet powered him up too. So what's the difference?
But that's the thing. It's not like that. No, but that's the thing. In Ozai versus Aang, Sozin Comet multiplies any firebender, which includes the Avatar. So I have the Avatar state on top of freaking Susan's Comet, which still funny enough, up until the whole time of him getting the Avatar state, who was more evenly matched?
What do you mean?
Ozai and Aang or Kuvira and Korra?
I mean, bro.
In terms of who was getting their ass beat worse, yeah, Aang was getting it. Aang was getting hurt.
Aang wasn't even trying. That man was not trying.
Oh my God.
What?
So y'all, listen. Here and tell me that Aang ran
that man was
literally
in a rock on the ropes, scared to death until he got his back broken in by the habit.
Hey, pause.
Pause.
Talking about Aang like that. Ain't nobody break his back, bro. Chill out with that.
I mean, that rock sure did.
What you mean to say is that rock unblocked the chakra. That's what it did.
That man got the luckiest jagged piece of rock in the whole series.
All I need, like this, listen, whatever that rock did to Aang's back, I need that from a chiropractor.
Oh Jesus.
Like, okay, all right, we're gonna look at this. I'm gonna
just say one more thing.
See how a true avatar gets it done.
Okay, true avatar, my ass. That man was, oh my God.
We're not gonna catch up to him in time.
Oh boy, Jesus. But I will say though, this is one of the great final episodes of all time. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna hold that against him. Fire blast! Woo! Phoenix King!
Such a monumental impact. It's
Momo,
crazy, bro.
time for you to go.
Turn off the CC. The aim! Come on now! Korra had good aim too. Let's not go there. In an even more enclosed space. Let's not go there. It's time!
Why do they always have to strip?
I was getting ready to say the same thing.
Like, you
I
could
gotta
just, like,
I
you
gotta
could,
show the manliness.
like, he could keep his clothes on while he was burning the earth.
Your game is strong with that one.
Mm.
After
After generations of Fire Lords failed to find you, now the universe delivers you to me as an act of providence. Mark Hamill is great.
Listen to me. We don't have to fight. You have the power to end it here and stop what you're doing.
You are right. I do have the power. I have all the power in the world! Kinda like Goku for 5 seconds. Oh my god. Oh man.
Go ahead! Everything slice!
I don't see no ass whooping yet.
You know when the ass whooping comes up, sir. We watched this plenty of times. Don't act like you don't know when it's coming. My man is doing ballerina moves. Come on now, son. Got that one. That was a good hit.
Okay, so that's 1-1.
Let's go.
He's just able to spam lightning.
Right. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Let me hold that for you real quick.
Which is technically implausible.
It could have ended right here. Right here.
But that's his own fault.
Told you my man was holding back.
Nah. Korra wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. Korra would not have done that.
Korra would have said, nah, this is going right back at you right
Korra
now.
would have been too easy getting her ass whooped.
Yeah. It's in Aang's avatar nature to run. When the problem gets too big, that man starts to run. Look at him! Look at him! You're weak, just like the rest of your people. They did not deserve to exist in this world, in my world. Prepare to join them. Prepare to die! I'm just saying.
I mean, like, yeah, bro, he's roasting him right now, like, literally. You basically roasting this boy. Hey, Jojo, I'm surprised old guy's not your favorite character. You know, he like genocide just like the boy.
I guess I was just blessed. I'm not.
Watch the previous video about the Hokages for that explanation. The luckiest jagged piece of rock in the history of shows. It's funny, the first person that shows up is Kiyoshi.
Kiyoshi ran on the hand of this ass whooping.
You're about to be...
Okay, I'm sorry. Just look at this face. This face right here. Look at it. That is the face of a man who is terrified. You cannot tell me otherwise.
By the beard?
Kiyoshi was like, it's go time! Let's go!
Yeah, like that's tragic.
He got up like a grown man. Like, Aang is a grown man, and it's like, I'd be terrified. What?
Like,
He even got the
You
Arthur
cannot
fist. Look at
tell
the Arthur
me-
fist.
you cannot tell me that this is not Kyoshi grabbing this man by his beard.
Oh yeah, this is straight Kyoshi. And you can say what you want. This is not Aang at this point. This is not
It's not
Aang.
Roku either. That's
No.
Kyoshi.
It's Kyoshi throughout this whole sequence. Man, boy, if you don't get that out of here. Yep. Goodbye.
This is the point where I would have apologized.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, like BXK? No, that's not me. And you must be worried about the that guy over there. That's not me.
Oh, hey, can we pause it right here? Is he changing the density of the rocks?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bro, stop it.
Yeah, he's literally. They went from holders down to size. Yes.
Nah. Korra don't even have no badass aim like this.
Yeah, when it, like this man. Okay, like here's the thing. This man turned himself into an atom. Like, I don't think Korra ever did that.
I was thinking, and honestly, I was hoping that she would at least do something like this. Like, I wanted not to do exactly the same thing. Shoot, I don't care if she just had her arms covered in each element or something. Like, this is Avatar battle armor. This is what this is.
I mean, but she has her moment in the end where she turns into a giant spirit.
Thanks to no. Who
Oh, that was her Susanoo. That's what that was.
Yeah.
Susanoo. No, that was because of
Rava.
Brava. Yeah. Why did I forget her name?
But that's also because of what happened in the end of season 1. So
Yeah.
or the end of season 2, I should say, not season 1.
But like, and here's the thing though. Like the first time we saw Korra really go to Avatar State when she was fighting Unalaq, right? And you're thinking like, cool, like Avatar State, like she's gonna beat us. She still got her ass beat, and she lost all the avatars.
Well, that's because he became the Dark Avatar.
Yeah, but the whole point she went into Avatar State was to stop that from happening, and she didn't.
Korra's a failure, sir.
I would say she's a failure, but
if we want to talk about failure, sir, this would have all been prevented if Roku would have stopped it, but then even 2, if Ozai wouldn't have got to this point. In fact, like you said, if Aang would have did like what a Korra would have done and put that lightning right back towards him, this would have been over already.
But then we wouldn't have got this though.
Can I agree with Magic for a second? Unfortunately, I kind of am swayed a little bit. Combat wise, that combat styles, I kind of like Korra's a little bit better. She's more, obviously, due to her personality, more aggressive. I think Aang is always a pacifist. He's always forgiving.
Now, I'm not gonna hold on. Now, the thing is that I'm not gonna take away from Aang, because, like I said, this is the Boruto effect, because they have tournaments now. They have bending tournaments now. Right. So she was literally able to learn how to bend. She was learning pro boxing bending, like for all intents and purposes. Like she was learning MMA bending. Like Aang was literally, I'm 12 years old. I'm out of ice. I got a year to save everybody. If Aang would have had the same proper teaching as Korra did, then no, Aang would blow this out the water. There'd be no chance.
And I will agree, and on that point, in the sense that if we want to get down to technicalities of whose fault is what, et cetera, The events of the first season of Korra specifically would not have happened if Aang had just killed Amon's dad instead of taking away his bending.
Yeah,
I'll give you
So,
that.
like,
I'll
I
give
give
you
you
that.
that.
so
Yeah, because yeah, and because the funny thing is just like as soon as you found out Yukon did it the first time, as soon as you found out he did blood bending the first time, and you know how much that affected your now then wife, Katara, to the fact that you made blood bending illegal in all of nations, you should have did something then. You
I'm
should have took
sorry.
away his bending then.
I'm sorry, Mr. Gojo. We all interrupted you. What were you saying?
Oh no, I just feel like combat wise, I think I would have. I side with Korra on when it comes to that. Like if we broke it down, I side with Korra when it comes to combat, but just because due to her personality, she was more, you gonna get these hands. Aang was more so, you know, I really don't want to fight, but I have to. If I have to, I will. And I just feel like when it comes down to major battles like this, I probably would have sided with Korra in that case. But that's all I was saying.
if it were to come down to a fight between Aang and Korra, I'd have to side with Korra only because Korra doesn't pull her punches. Aang does.
Yeah, he holds back.
Exactly. Now, I will never
You can take this away, Mada.
I'm never gonna sit here and try to act like
she's, not gonna whoop Aang, because I mean, let's be honest. Like you said, she don't play. She don't, and I can admire that. But for all that non-playing, for you to get your ass whooped in every chapter.
No, she wasn't a thinker though. Like Aang,
Yeah,
I
she
think
didn't think.
a lot of things Aang would have thought out and would have, kind of made things a little bit easier in some aspects. But no, she wasn't a thinker. But when it comes just purely for fighting, I will have to side with Korra on this one. But when it comes like leadership or the team aspect, their friends, I'm going with Aang still on every other.
Yeah, can we also talk about how Korra's teammates were toxic as hell? Like she had the most toxic support base of ever
Because they were all
seen.
screwing each other. That's the problem.
like okay, first you have Mako, the firebender, right? This man was literally wearing a red flag around his neck.
Can't remember.
He was advertising how much of a red flag he was. Oh my god! And then you had Afami, right? And she comes into the picture, and then she takes Mako, but then gets mad when Mako still has feelings for Korra, which I'm like, this is so toxic, right? And then like they won't believe Korra when Korra finds out that Asami's dad is a terrorist until like they almost all die.
And
Yeah,
the funny thing is about Aang's team is that Aang's not the leader.
No, he's not.
He's not
Sokka
the leader. Yeah,
He doesn't
Sokka's
have-
the leader.
Yeah,
Sokka's the leader, and Katara's the heart.
I mean, Sokka he needed to have some role. Like, what else did he do?
Hey, whoa, wait.
Hey,
don't
don't
diss
disrespect
Sokka
my
like
boy
that.
Sokka
Don't
like
do that.
Don't
Don't
do
do
that.
that.
Don't
He has
do
one of the
that.
best. Other than Zuko, Sokka has one of the best character developments in that story too.
We don't even have
Yeah,
to go there,
can
sir.
we talk like Sokka?
How old was Sokka during this whole saga? How old was
Like
he?
16.
16.
Yeah, just a little
I
bit
bet
older
you
than that.
16-year-old Gojo couldn't hit him. Yeah.
Who? Couldn't hear who?
You, Mr. Gojo,
Me
you.
or the real
16-year-old you
Gojo?
would have got folded by 16-year-old Sasuke.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the
I
real
mean, not
Gojo.
Sasuke, Sokka.
I mean,
Sorry.
Sasuke
I thought
too,
you were
but-
talking about the real Gojo. My
Yeah,
bad. I was like,
me too. I
16-year-old
was like, wait,
Gojo
huh?
would have destroyed all this.
No.
Yeah,
You.
We're not
I
gonna,
mean, if
we're not gonna get into Jujutsu Kaisen. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
But no, I like man. Korra's team was like overall the side characters were not great. Like the whole all of them were either terrorists, toxic, or like Korra had infighting in her family so many times. Like her uncle, of course, became the Dark Avatar. Like Asami's dad was a terrorist. Like
Her cousins tried to kill her.
yeah, like it was just like
oh yeah, her cousins also tried to kidnap Bolin and turn him into a sex slave.
yeah, like it's just like
That was a thing that almost happened.
Like, yeah, Korra had no, like, Korra is what happens during peacetime and nobody's able to do anything about it. It's just like, it was so much underhanded stuff and political corruption. Like,
I could only imagine how terrified Bolin was to think that he got away just to see her water bending across the ocean to come kill him. Like
in her wedding attire. Oh
she was
my
like,
God.
he was like, hey, what's that? Is that another boat? And then you just see her like this. I'm like, oh no.
but then
You know,
again, I
he
think
ran-
also since we're going to be getting a new movie with the teenage or adult original Avatar, we might see some stuff that we couldn't see because, of course, it was a kids show. Like, because there was some innuendos in that story. Like, my man Sokka had roses in his mouth and rose petals across the bed. Like, I don't know what other insinuation of it is. It's about to go down. Like, I don't.
Can we also talk about how, okay, like talking about Sokka's character development and how his character development was really good along with Zuko's. Suki is the only successful I can fix him story. She's the only successful I can fix him story because when Sokka first met Suki when she was dressed in her Kyoshi warrior garb, he was a sexist piece of shit. Everyone knows this, and he got his ass beat by the Kyoshi warriors not once but twice. And even after he still he learned, he stopped being an ignorant little piece of garbage. Even then, he was still trying to tell Suki, no, you have to let me protect you. And Suki had to tell him, stop. I'm literally a better fighter than you. This is what I do for a living.
I mean, my man did bang the moon spirit, though.
He did.
I mean, when
he did, but you have to keep it.
Come on, this is a
kid.
This is a kid show. Of course, they're not going to show it. They're not.
First of all,
but you also have to keep in mind is that Yue.
I mean, of course.
Yue, okay, you're saying, yeah, he did bang the moon spirit, but also keep in mind, Yue came from a culture where women were actively discriminated against.
Oh, of course. I'm not taking away his.
He would be successful in that environment.
No, of course, but he was also on the high. He was riding the high that whole time because he had the moon spirit. Then almost any nation that he went to, he had somebody.
And Toph secretly had a crush on him too.
Yeah, Toph had a crush on him. He got Suki. He got the moon spirit. Even Ty Lee was like, I want some Masaka too on the side. Like the man on and then he had the chicks in the Fire Nation party that wanted to go after him too. My man was riding a high.
My man's had the juice for real. My man's had the juice for real. With no bending.
Isn't it speculated that one of Toph's kids is actually Sokka's?
It's rumored. Because one of the kids it looks exactly like Sokka, it's uncanny. So, what was you gonna say, Gojo?
I was just gonna say I think this proves out me and unfortunately Mato's point as well that Aang has a better team because we were able to go on a tangent about a terrible side character, which is Sokka, and Zuko.
Stop doing that.
And Zuko got some shine as well, and so I'm just thinking
Zuko is not a sidekick. Yo, you know what? End the live. I'm end it, please.
But no, I will concede that when it comes to side characters, Korra is not better than Aang's side characters. Not, and especially since, like I said, Korra's side characters are either toxic as hell, trying to get with each other, or they trying to take over the world.
When they older though, they were technically older than most of Aang's team though, right?
Yeah, they were. Yeah,
but you gotta remember
back all adults. They were all adults by the end of the series.
Ancient times, it was okay to have a wife at 14 and 15. You know, that was an okay thing to do back then. That's why they were so,
So was Korra's what was
Korra was 17 when Korra was 17 when the series started.
So she was dealing with it. So I got
yeah.
You.
Oh, so she's technically a cougar.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I'm just saying, man.
So
as you was looking at a 12-year-old boy.
Jesus Christ. So as you can see, we have different.
You tell me your homegirl is 17, looking at somebody still in grade school. You're not gonna say nothing.
Wait, are we talking about Katara or Korra?
Oh, you said Qatar. Oh, you said Korra. My bad.
I was
Scratch that whole last-
Qatar was like 14. What you
My bad.
mean?
I thought you said Korra. I was about to say.
I was like, Katara was not that old.
Jesus.
That's
Anyway,
why I was confused because I thought she was around the same age as Aang, but
they were.
They
Yes.
were.
In fact, I think actually Qatar was older than Aang. Actually, I think
Yeah,
she
she
was like
was. She was older
14.
by like, yeah, she was 14.
Yeah.
Aang was
So
12.
This video about to be banned, bro. This video.
I ain't even say nothing that bad.
oh my God. No, it probably won't though. But once again, on that note, as you can see, we have very different of opinions on who is the better Avatar. But it does show a love that we have for the Avatar series as a whole. We hope it comes back better than ever. At least start to show the stories in the in-between periods between the final episode of Aang up until Korra, because we would love to see the introduction of those. And also bring Kyoshi. I want to see the person that had the most smoke in the entire Avatar
I
line.
want to see Kyoshi whoop
She want a
all
new
the
Avatar.
asses.
Is that crazy? I
Please.
actually want a new Avatar.
What?
What?
I actually want a new
No, I
guy.
want to see
or girl.
Kyoshi. They talk about how much smoke Kyoshi had for all these villains. I want to see it.
I want to see these. I want to see these beheadings. I want to see this smoke, and then we can get a new Avatar, because it is going to be interesting of when Katara dies, because she and Rava are pretty much. She and Rava was Rava and Wong, so she is the new start of everything. So I would love for it to be interesting to see how that moves forward, and if they'd be like, if there's a way to bring everybody back, we'll see. But with Mado, the Blair Thomas, Gojo's son, aka Q, and myself, Magic, this has been pretty much Avatar. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for the Obsidian Alliance. If you need guidance, come seek the Alliance. And for Magic's Corner, you can get through anything as long as you have a little magic in your corner. And next week, Gojo is going to is not going to be able to escape the smoke. It is going to be Sailor Moon versus Dragon Ball. And me and Gojo will debate. And hope to see y'all later.
The
Take
real
care.
go.
Bye.
Go.
It's not going to happen.